Sacred time. What better time than right now at this moment? Hey, we back again with another 4-card spread. Alright. As you can see, I got these 2 decks. Alright. How I get my synchronistic message, pretty much, you see me with pairs or 2 cards stacked on top of each other. Alright, quick brief on it. I pretty much go through a shuffle until both decks develop a pair. Alright, and that's how I make up my spread. Alright, so pretty much we're gonna go ahead and get straight into the read, because I kind of be a little extensive with my messages, and I don't know, I try to short them up for you guys because it ain't nothing but 4 cards, you know what I'm saying? So look, right, I'm gonna brief you about the meaning of the cards. Once I give you the meaning of the cards, all right, I go into giving you somewhat of an understanding on what cards mean behind the other. All right, once I do that, I'll give you somewhat of an intuitive message of what I receive from the culminated message. All right, but I'll give you a description based off of what's being expressed behind each card of the other, and so on, so on. So after I do all that, I may end up feel led to give somewhat of a forecast. If I don't give somewhat of a forecast, you pretty much already know this is for something that may come. If you just receive the message, it may come, or something that already has happened. All right, you guys gotta excuse me real quick. I gotta see if I can diffuse a conflict. Pray for me. Hold on. Yeah, God, thank you, Lord, because I ain't gonna lie, already. I just ask for peace, man. In my atmosphere, I ask for peace. So anytime something like that happens, every circumstance calls for your humility. So never mind whatever energy is, what you think about, you bring about. All right. So we gonna have a good day today, though. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start this day off very swell, and all is well. All right. So look, let's get off into this message real quick. Okay. So let's jump right into the first card. The first card here we have is 5 of Hearts. The core meaning of this is emotional reevaluation, potential disappointment, or transition. All right. Context on this spread here, though, on this card. This card suggests an emotional shift or need to release pain, past pain, or expectations. It often signals a time of healing and moving forward emotionally. All right. Getting into the second card, we got here the Ace of Clubs. Okay. Core meaning of this is a new opportunity, inspiration, or a spark of creativity. All right. Context of this card here. The Ace of Clubs signifies a fresh start or a significant opportunity to take action in relationships or personal situations. It may represent a new phase or chance to resolve lingering issues. Word. All right. So we get off into the third card. Third card here, we got the 7 of Diamonds. All right. Core meaning of this is assessment of values, financial decisions, or reevaluating priorities. Context of this card points to a need to reflect on what you value most and whether your current efforts align with those values. It may also signify decisions about resources, time, or investments, emotional or material. All right, so we're gonna close out with the 4 card. We have here the King of Clubs. I already knew this was gonna be a good one here, man. So the King of Clubs actually depicts leadership, vision, and taking charge with wisdom and strength. Context or meaning of this card here, this King of Clubs represents a call to step into a leadership role or rely on someone with strong character and foresight. It encourages confidence and decisiveness. Cool. Culminative meaning for this. So I see like this spread suggests a period of emotional and practical transition where opportunities for growth and clarity are emerging. It advises focusing on healing from past challenges. Let me retake that again. I gotta connect myself with, because I gotta keep myself aware of surroundings, and I'm trying to stay aligned with the message while distractions and things are going on around me, but all is well. All right. It advises focusing on healing from past challenges. 5 of Hearts pretty much expresses this, and embracing new beginnings or ideas such as the Ace of Clubs. You see like reevaluating priorities such as the 7 of Diamonds, and reevaluating, I guess, these priorities will help determine what is most valuable, while the King of Clubs encourages stepping into a position or strength, with confidence, should I say. So we see the key themes of this, such as emotional healing for the Five of Hearts. It pretty much suggesting to let go of past hurts or emotional baggage to make room for growth. We see here like seizing the opportunities of things, or as far as like pretty much just new opportunities. I see here will represent the Ace of Clubs. It suggests embracing new beginnings or creative sparks that can propel you forward, pretty much. We see here reevaluating your values, which would express the Seven of Diamonds, which suggests you to reflect on what truly matters, and ensure your actions align with those priorities. Okay, when we close out with, I say the leading with strength comes to the King of Clubs. It's suggesting that you take charge of the situation with wisdom and determination, or rely on someone trustworthy to provide guidance. Right? Interconnected insight. When I see the cards after the other, so when I see like the Five of Hearts and the Ace of Clubs, emotional healing of Five of Hearts is necessary to fulfill or for fully embrace the new opportunities, pretty much. Such as the Ace of Clubs, coming your way, opportunities that may be coming your way. Letting go of the past, pretty much, is what it's suggesting, which will help you or allow you to act on these opportunities with clarity and enthusiasm, such as when I see like the spark of you having a new drive or something like that with Ace of Clubs. Okay, I'm really actually paraphrasing because it gives me like an extensive description on things, so I kind of just pretty much eat the watermelon, spit out the seeds. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. All right, when I see like the Seven of Diamonds and the King of Clubs, the reflection on values and priorities would express the Seven of Diamonds. Priorities, I guess, pair well with the King of Clubs, which calls for leadership. You know what I'm saying? This combination suggests that wise decisions will be crucial for long-term success. All right. If we look at this from a relationship standpoint, or something in love, or a message in love in relationships, I can look at like healing old wounds would express the Five of Hearts. Right. I'm just trying something new with love and relationships, so it's actually expressed healing old wounds with the Five of Hearts, which it suggests you that you address any lingering emotional challenges or disappointments before moving forward. All right, when I see like embracing new energy with this Ace of Clubs, a fresh start or new opportunity in your relationship is possible. Okay, this could mean, I guess, reigniting passion, starting anew, or exploring new ways of connecting. All right. It says assess what matters would be something that I see in the Seven of Diamonds. Reflect on give and take within the relationship. I see it points out a lot about whether it aligns with your values, pretty much, but it reflects reciprocating, or actually having a reciprocity on both aspects of giving and taking. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at like taking the initiative, when I see the King of Clubs, is something I see when it suggests you step up as a leader in your relationship, guiding with confidence and wisdom, or I guess looking to each other or someone who's a little bit more emotionally mature to look to, that's dependable for support and perspective. And I kind of get from the whole spread outside of the relationship aspect. It pretty much highlights the interplay of emotional closure, right? To a fresh start, reflection, and strength. All right, it encourages releasing the past, acting on new opportunities, and aligning decisions with values to achieve growth and stability. So that's what I kind of got from the message, right? It's kind of wild because, all right, so I just had my recent experience. Before I made a decision to, I guess, approach someone, right? I had to really go within myself to see if I was really emotionally fit or stable to be able to, I guess, endure, or seeing if I was, I guess, or just seeing if I was, pretty much if I'm receptive, or I'm looking for, lack of a better word, I would say, just being able to endure whatever, outcome to whether or not I was accepted or rejected. Yeah, or just within looking even further on whether or not, things would have took the next step in something, pretty much. If I were, if I had the mental stability, the emotional stability, to actually bring about some type of revision, edification, could I bring about any type of lucrative growth, seeing if I mean, just examining whether or not I'm fit or not to make that type of proposal, and if I'm able to actually adequately produce, effectively in that situation. And yeah, through that aspect of really kind of examining things or whatever, right? I had to check to see, okay, I've been through a lot. And do I have actually insecurity? Or is there any aspect of insecurity that would be hindering me from being transparent, or even actually having the strength to, leave myself open to some aspect of an exposure, you know what I'm saying? And I found myself God really giving me, the emotional stability of things. I think that I have grown and healed far beyond what I really actually learned, because even if the things had been a negative result, even though my mind would think or would kind of bring these things about in probability, I've still allowed myself to live the experience or scenario out within my mind as if it may, if it was real, right? And I wouldn't say it was a presumption, but also an assumption. I allowed myself, after I had developed the strength and the nerve to make the proposal, I still found myself taking myself through the necessary emotions of whether or not I wasn't digested rightly, or I haven't been mistaken or rejected in any type of way. How would I be able to take it, right? And then I found myself really evaluating that aspect of whether or not I didn't know that I actually healed that much to where it was okay with me. I'm fine. To the point to where it's I can afford this more, far beyond what I actually thought I could. So even if I became very extensive, or not extensive, but if I exposed a little bit more than I would usually do initially, just introducing myself, how could I really take that? You know what I'm saying? And I think that it was something that was, like I said, I think that just the growth far beyond what I really assessed by myself, actually going through the actual experience, I've learned that, I really, had the dexterity. I didn't know that I had the dexterity. I didn't know that I had that type of fortitude actually within me. I didn't know that I had been conditioned far beyond what I actually comprehended about myself, and so when I see when I look at the Five of Hearts, that's something that I had to evaluate before I took the initiative, right? Boom. I'm speaking on a past experience and lining the spread up with something I've learned, okay? So after that, it's I'm still leaving myself open, even though all these may have been a presumptive or something, scenario or things that I had allowed myself to go through mentally, to see whether or not I, just that form of refinement, and creating a reality that doesn't really exist, in a sense, to see whether or not I had had that type of mental fitness or endurance for real. I think that still also I leave myself open for opportunity. I'm not conclusive behind what I can actually use as substantial evidence to back my claim in maybe a negative way of, and it's not an insecurity. It's more this hasn't, certain things I found not to be in reciprocity, but then at the same time, I might be operating in a different time zone or at a different time rate than another person's lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really so looking at in a narcissistic way of being controlling on when a response is supposed to come, or you know what I'm saying? So me learning that, I leave myself still open for new opportunities, not just outside of what I've already introduced myself to, or the person I've introduced myself to, not just as far as new opportunities of taking on someone new or something like that. Just leaving myself open, for that person to actually go through a full method of digesting reassessing, evaluating, examining whether or not, how they want to respond to, what I laid on the table. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I allow myself to apply the proper discretion to leaving myself open to new opportunities, right? And then, like, I see, like, it's something that I just, I'm taking. It's like me just being able to, when I see like the Seven of Diamonds, being able to actually reflect on the giving and the taking, should I say. To see, just allow, me to still hold to my dignity, yeah, but at the same time, still allow that humility, still allow myself to be receptive from every area. I'm very down to earth with things, and I allow myself to be critical minded. Also, although my mind, has been designed and made in a critical way, there's a difference between what you feel, what you think, and what you believe, and people have a hard time having to juggle or decipher the three, or actually utilizing the three in the appropriate way. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too, all in itself, that I've learned. So I allow myself to go through the necessary emotions, rationalizing, applying a proper discretion on how I actually respond or take a circumstance or an occurrence. You know what I'm saying? Or a situation, should I say. So with that being said, like, I'm still within that confidence, you know what I'm saying? That would express the King of Clubs, and that's something that I allow myself to still, still have that, still stand within my authority of knowing what I deserve, you know what I'm saying? And not really, making myself too lowly or modest to where, I just allow any type of treatment in life, but I know how to still actually be the one governing over my life, to give myself what I actually deserve, but at the same time, still be humble enough to not be exalted over another person's, standing in life, spiritually or mentally, to know how to actually integrate and exchange in a healthy way, So it's just like knowing when to digress, knowing when to, somewhat interject, knowing when to actually, implement certain aspects of yourself, knowing how to really actually disintegrate to integrate, and how to break yourself down or be humble enough to expound or elaborate, to articulate yourself, and not really walk within the ego of expecting everybody to have the same mind and perspective as you do. The best response is no response sometimes, but when you do respond, make sure it's within harmony, aligning with the divine purpose of actually being of service, and not really just solely just what your own lower desires and self-glory is about. Intent is, most of the time it's all about that self-glory and your own selfish desires, and not really actually being of service in life. And that would better help you, I guess, address certain situations in your life, always having the mind of being of service. Also with that being said, you would, when serving others or your atmosphere, you service yourself, and I get that from the spread a little bit, you know what I'm saying, just as far as a past, experience. But in suggesting out the spread, it actually expressing to you to actually prepare yourself for emotional closure, as far as whatever, traumas you probably had, or past, disappointments you probably had in life, you know what I'm saying? You never know, disagreements, knowing how to actually forgive and move forward, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, we see that it suggests also to prepare yourself for a fresh start, or allowing yourself to, relinquish the baggage or the traumas or the resentment that you may have in heart, in order for you to step into this anew, or, this fresh start. Also being able to actually, when you step into this fresh start, it gives you more, leverage to actually expand your lungs, to breathe, so you can actually reflect, adequately, within your life, and pretty much actually having that strength, giving you the strength in actually whenever you're being able to assess yourself accurately or examine yourself in an efficient way. This, gives you the room to expand, to become conscious and aware of, yourself, self in general, to actually take hold to your authority, of really taking hold to that esteem of what you actually deserve actually developing the confidence to actually take another step forward in a better direction, or in a better or more healthy way in whatever your relationship or interactions with just your social life, just actually your personal life. That esteem is required. So with that being said, it's just all about letting go, letting God, staying and I guess grounding yourself in your duties of service to your atmosphere and yourself, and taking hold of that authority of actually giving yourself what you deserve in life. So with that being said, I'm gonna close this message out, man. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe, man. I would really appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone that actually ties their time to my channel. And if you can, just leave me a comment, man. Share with me how you took this information. And until next time, I will see you again, man. God's will.